guys, and welcome to the fourth video about making this Flappy game clone tutorial. And now we have to make the pipes on the top of the bottom, top and the bottom part. So in the last code that we had, let me guess here, we had just it's not this one, and we have just the pipes on the bottom, and now we want to make the pipes on the top, like you see in here. So let me show you how to make it, and I prepare some slides here with this program made always with Pygame. And so for the first part, we have made a start function here where we put all our sprites to be initialized. So when we press S with Pygame KS, you see here, it will start again. And so I can show you, if we go here and we game is over here, you press S and you start again. So that is why I made this. Let me close this one, and there you go. I'm gonna start this one again. So so these are the pipes on the bottom. These are the pipes on the top. What distinguishes them now? It's this 0 for the bottom ones and 1 for the top. And so let's see what else. We have made some globals here because they are these G pipes that are groups where all the sprites goes. All the sprites goes in G, and all the pipe sprites goes in G. The Flappy has is the name, the variable name for the sprite of the Flappy Bird, and this needs to be global. So so now in the code you will see that I start calling. It's not this one. I start calling the function start. So it initializes all the sprites and then calls main, and then main initialize something here. Pygame init font, the screen is going to be cleared, and then there is the while loop that takes the fact that you press the key up and draws back all the sprites with gdraw, updates the position with gupdate. It moves all the sprites down, the Flappy Bird sprite with gravity, and we have a 120 frames per second. And then in the main function, apart from the globals here that we need, G, pipes, and Flappy, maybe not everyone, but sorry, let me go where we were. Okay, and we have the game over here equals 0 at the start, and when the Flappy Bird goes into a pipe, game over goes to 1, and if game over is 1, like here, it cannot fly, and you will see another image that is this Flappy image fall. That is the bird with the eyes closed, and the image fall, you see, it's another attribute here of sprite that you can see here. And you see here when you press S, it starts again. Now in pipe, to make the pipes on the top that are flipped, we use this thing here. We make these other arguments here. Pos equals 0 when it's on the bottom, the pipe, and pos equal 1 when is on the top, like I showed you here. It's this 0 and these ones here. So the pipe now, to recognize if it needs to be flipped and if needs to be positioned in the top, will be 1, the self pos. So if self pos is equal 0, the image will be the regular one, and we will have the rectangle here with the width and height and the position. And instead, if you pass as argument 1 here, the image will be flipped and will be created the rectangle, and the bottom of the rectangle will be at the same as the top here of this random height of the sprite, minus a certain amount here, random amount, to make the gap among the top and the bottom pipes where the Flappy Bird flies can fly. So the flip file here is this function flip you see here, that is a Pygame transform.flip. It takes this image that is loaded with this file, with this function. It's loaded like, for example, flappy.png will be loaded. This one creates a surface, and then we flip this surface. We flip it vertically with this one, not horizontally, because this one remains 0, but vertically. And so we have, with the same pipe image, that is this one, we will have the image that's flipped, as you can see here. This one is regular and this one is flipped, but they are positioned on the top, and this gap here is made by this this minus. Where are the pipes? This minus thing here, minus random, random 200 for 300. I think that, let me see if everything, if the sprites here are always the same. You see here that is shorter here, then goes here, then goes back. It's always the same. Now to make this thing to not be always the same, not be we want to make more random, we have to make this thing here. When we update, we need to make again self-random here. See what happens. And I think they are all different. Okay. You see, when this goes out of the screen, comes back in the same position. I don't know. This one goes here and still goes here. So we need to make another change here. If pos equals 0, we need to make this else. Else we need, so if instead it's the one on the top, we need to no. We need to change this. Okay, I think that now self-pos. Let me close. Okay, let me go. Okay, now you see that's not what we expected, because we need to put this one after this, so when they go out of the screen, not every time. So let me see this one, the first one, when this disappears. Okay, there's just this problem here. Okay, up, the ones up are different. They are right. There is some problem down because Okay, let me see if they are, if this one goes out and goes back here. Okay, now it's quite good. So, okay, now another thing that I changed is this thing here, self mask equal pygame.mask from surface. Now this is good for collisions and for my precise collisions among the pipes and the Flappy Birds, and we will show it later. Now you see here also in the sprite function and the sprite class that is used for the Flappy Birds, we have self mask equal pygame.mask from surface self image, and then in the check collision, a method inside always the same class, right? We have for pipe in pipes, if pygame.sprite.collide mask pipe and self, that is the Flappy Bird here, game over. And you have seen that when it's game over, the Flappy Bird doesn't fly anymore and falls down and changes the image with the eyes closed. And so the last thing that we want to see is this the score. And now it's an attribute of sprite and it starts from 0 and then it's increased every frame. So the more the distance, the more you will increase the score. And for the moment, it will be seen in the caption, as you can see here. If I run this, you see here up here there is a 319. It's in the caption, the score, and the more that you go, the more that you have the score increased. So you see, I pressed S, and so I started again as I showed you at the beginning. So that is all for the moment, and see you next time.